Testing, testing. Is this thing working? Let's see. I actually don't have a way to check. I moved my audio setup. Last couple times I streamed, it was like glitchy audio. But it should be fine now. Allegedly. Yes, okay, we're good. Shouldn't have as many weird disconnects as it used to have. Breakfast with Bev hours, indeed, for real. I thought it was way later in the day. It's crazy that it's only 9 a.m. here at least. I randomly woke up like super early this morning, so I thought it was like noon. I was like, okay, I guess I'm streaming super early morning. We'll see if people show up today. Eating granola. It's 3 p.m. here. Oh yeah, I guess this is a really good time for the European crowd. Yep, sure enough. Jules here. Gian, 4 p.m. I was up by 5. What's up, Kevin? Yeah. I don't know why. I went to bed at like 8 p.m. last night. I'm in my boomer sleep schedule, I suppose. Gonna be a chiller stream than usual today. I was actually gonna do this on Twitch, and then I was like, screw it. Main channel. I was kind of messing around with streaming like recording sessions on Twitch for a bit, and I think I'll keep doing that. I want to get like a dual stream set up where I can have it running on YouTube and on Twitch at the same time, but I don't have that yet, so for now it's just on YouTube. But usually I just do like 1 or 2 hours and just like Q&A, basically just read all the chat. Today, I'm actually just streaming a recording session for the next video. So if y'all want to hang out, it'll be, you know, probably a longer stream, but less energetic. I'll be taking breaks and moving the camera around and stuff. EU-friendly stream, yes. I was sleeping all day yesterday after doing the all-nighter for architecture class. I feel ya. My sleep schedule's been all over the place. All over the place. I was like on a super nocturnal sleep schedule where I'd go to bed at like 5 a.m. and then the other day I just pulled an all-nighter, which I try not to do that much. But I think I've fixed it now. I'm wondering what lenses he has on his desk. Well, you're in luck. That's the video we're doing today. More camera stuff. The last one did really well. I usually don't base my video topics off of what does well. If I did, I'd be only making camera videos, because my biggest like 3 or 4 videos have been camera vids. But I want to keep it, you know, keep expectations set to like it can be whatever I'm working on instead of just being a camera YouTuber. But the last one did really well. Fixing this lens, which I have been using for basically everything. I'm on the ultra wide right now, 10 to 18. So it's a camera nerd day. This video, if it pans out, will be returning to the DIY speed booster from a couple months ago that I made out of wood, some scrap parts, and a magnifying glass lens. The build quality is really nice on this thing. the build quality is like, you know, it's all metal, wood, super nice. Oh yeah, I was gonna back up record on the camera in case I use any of this for the video. Turn on the mic hat. Testing, yeah, it's working. Yeah, so the build quality on this, I'm really proud of, but the glass element was kind of haphazardly put together. And I think it's just a little misaligned that's causing the weird focusing issues. What camera do you shoot with again? Some Canon. I'm on Sony right now. You're looking through the FX30 right now, which is probably overkill for what I'm doing. For the longest time, it was the M50. I built my channel on this sucker. M50 Mark II. Still a incredible camera. I upgraded because I wanted better autofocus. And now I don't even use autofocus most of the time, so I probably could get away with still using the M50. But yeah, FX30 right now, which I don't need. Bought that when I had a real job, you know. The lens came out very Star Wars-y. Yeah, I got so many comments about it looks like Star Wars, looks like it's from the planet Hoth, which is like kind of what I was going for. I think the words I used in the video were like military, like I want it to look like a tank barrel kind of thing. But I was kind of picturing like sci-fi, like fantasy tanks, you know? Make a coffee on stream, you won't? Well, I've got a coffee right now. In the Texas mug. The Texas Facts mug. State bird, mockingbird, state flower, bluebonnet. State motto, friendship. I have never been to Texas. I don't know why I have this mug. I will make another coffee in a minute. I've been surviving exclusively on coffee because I'm trying to correct my sleep schedule right now. Do you work today, by the way? Or that's a stupid question. You're in my freaking YouTube chat. Come over for a bonfire later, Chase. I got wood to burn. Is that a real speed booster? Yes, there is a real speed booster on the desk. This is for the M50. I used to shoot everything through this, so it just makes the M50 EF mount basically. But that doesn't work for the Sony, obviously. That was pretty nice. So I have the jank speed booster. And today I think I'm going to swap the lens element. This might be like a 5 or 6 hour stream, possibly. However long it takes, I'm just going to do the recording session live. The plan is to get this old glass out of it and probably 3D print a new housing. I'm going to keep like the wood casing and the flanges on the front and back. I'll keep all that. But 3D print a center bit so that I can make sure that the glass element that's going in there is going to be perfectly aligned. I think my issue with this one was that since I just hot glued it in there, it was like slightly skewed. Actually, I'll just show you what it looks like when I put it on there, so you can see how cracked it is. Not literally cracked, but... Oh, flashbang, sorry. Whoa, whoa. Gotta stop down the ISO. Yeah, so you can like grab focus, but it's only on the very center. And I guess this is wide open aperture, so this is like 2.8 or something, 2.4. It gets slightly better, but it's still just like, it's so tilt shifted. So like everything out here is so bad. And that is what we're trying to fix. Flashbang again. What else is going on in the chat? I should maybe put chat on the CRT so I can actually see it. For some reason my OBS is pulling from Twitch chat right now, so I don't have it right here. I'm behind on chat. Like that video of you fixing it, maybe want to fix one of my lenses that's broken. Yeah, I can't remember if I put it in the final video or not, but I said something along the lines of like, would I recommend doing this? If you need the lens, no. Like, you gotta be, especially if you haven't done it before, just be willing to accept that you may lose the lens, you know? I'm probably 50-50 on lens repairs. What has worked and what hasn't worked. But yeah, it can be a huge success when you do it right. Need to get a new lens, they're so expensive. Yeah, just buy used, you know? I've never bought a new lens of any kind. It's just ridiculous pricing. Do you have an espresso machine? I do not. I'm gonna make one though. There's a box back here of parts from an espresso machine, so I'm gonna make maybe I'll just make a drip machine, but I could make it espresso, possibly. Gotta catch up on the chat. Can you show us what you took on the film camera? I haven't taken any pictures on it since I made the video. So any of the pictures from that video is the last thing I have, I believe. I need to get back into it, it's just haven't had the money, you know. Although I do have a buddy in town now that develops film at his house. He just got like a really nice film developing machine, so probably hit him up and do another film photography video at some point. The lab looks better with every video. I have yet to catch up with some newer videos. Eye candy. Yeah, it's getting better. I think one that's coming up, I'm probably gonna, I know I'm doing a couple videos now that are like just fixing things that I've done before, but honestly, as this channel continues to go, I think that's going to be a pretty frequent occurrence. It's like, I build something for the proof of concept, and then like a year later, there's a sequel video where I like make it better. And this whole standing desk area, I think I'm going to shorten so I can get some square footage back in the center of the room. That's the next big thing. But yeah, the green door is up from yesterday or whenever that video went out. We're tiling the fireplace today. Might not be possible. Ooh, fun. Any car video coming soon? I don't know. I've got a couple planned, but the car I'm approaching a little slower than this stuff, because it's like, you know, if I build a crappy table, who cares? I can fix it later. With car stuff, it's like I gotta be methodical on that because I drive it. So the car videos will be more interspersed. What I've been doing is just recording little bits every time I do something, and then when a video does come out, it'll be a lot longer of a thing, like, you know, a couple months of work all piled into one video. I've been doing a lot on stripping out the Tucson to get that ready to cab swap, if that is what I end up doing. So the next thing on cars that we might get is either a maintenance video on the 4Runner, but I still have to buy a lot of parts for that, or chopping up the Tucson, the whole compilation video of stripping it. While we were talking about lenses, by the way, I had the whole spiel in the video about this lens of like, don't go buy this specific lens. I bought it because it works for me, but there's nothing like actually special about it. I checked eBay like a week later. 3 people bought them. 3 of these sold on eBay, even though I said not to buy them. It's an average super zoom. I mean, the power zoom thing is cool, but it's nothing crazy. This would rip on a music video. The speed booster lens, yeah. Right now it's like a very stylistic thing, but I'd like to get it usable. Because I have another Sony camera that is stuck on manual focus, like the electronics don't work. So it would be perfect to run the speed booster on, because the speed booster obviously is not a smart lens. There's no electronics in it. So I want to get that set up so I can have that camera running as a second cam for like streams. So I could do like this angle and have the camera close up on what I'm working on. Because like today I'm just going to do a live recording session, so it'll be like close-ups on everything, and I'll be pulling focus, switching lenses. But it would be nice if I'm doing like a lot of live streams that are recording sessions for actual projects, if I could have a second camera angle to cut away to just for the stream. CRTs are cool, need to turn one into an oscilloscope. Yeah, maybe I should put the chat on the CRT again. Might do that later. I wish I had lenses that would only focus in the middle. I have ways to achieve that, but not for anything wide. Yeah, it's definitely really cool for photography. If I did more photography, maybe I'd keep this the way it is. Or more like artistic shoots. But I shot an entire video on this speed booster. I think it was the workspace update where I like did the monitor mount and stuff. And then that one did like did really well, and a bunch of people saw it that had never seen my channel before. I think I got like 30K views or something. And so there was a ton of people being like, what is this lens? This camera makes me sick. Like, this is giving me a headache. I was like, why did it have to be the one that I shot on the experimental adapter that blew up? So yeah, I'd like to have it a little crisper so it's more usable and less headache inducing. Should I fix my broken lens? It's got a bad flex cable. Like a ribbon cable? If you can find the replacement part for it, yeah. Love your vibe. What made you choose to make your own website using Fourth Wall versus Patreon? The reason I'm using Fourth Wall and not Patreon is because they don't take a cut of products. It's a better platform for hosting if I'm going to be making my own products and fulfilling them myself, which is like a big plan for the future. I think the splits, like what they take for the actual memberships is about the same between Fourth Wall and Patreon. I think it's slightly lower the way I did it. But the main thing is just being able to fulfill physical products and not have them take as much of a cut on that. But don't take my word on that. Patreon might have changed how they do that. And also when I set it up, the video player on Fourth Wall worked better. So just better user experience in general, and better back-end cuts for physical product, which is like my long-term plan. Have you used the 3D printer? Yes, sir. Used it in a couple videos, and we will be using it today for sure. How wide is the door now open? Does it not get annoying that you don't have the full motion? No, it's got full motion, because there's nothing on the back. It opens out to the hallway. Like that. So it fully opens. Works totally fine. When I moved in, it opened into the room, but I switched it. Web camera, legit camera. This is my actual camera, because I'm going to be filming for a video today. I'm going to keep reading chat for a little bit and then hop into this project. How many people are here? 50 freaking people. Wow. Pretty good turnout for a Saturday morning. I want to get an old broadcast TV lens, but ever since one video went viral on Insta, they're all 500. Yeah. It happens a lot, man. It's so annoying. Like, I've had stuff on my list of, like, concepts for years, and then it's like, when I finally am about to do an idea, some other YouTuber, like, blows up the price on something. Which is why, like, I try not to make videos about specific gear that much, because I don't want to blow up the prices. Sorry, I bought all 3, gonna sell for 3x normal value in a month. Now, there's a racket. If you had a, like, if I wanted to be a scumbag and I were a bigger YouTuber, just like, I wonder if anybody's done that. Like, all those videos that are like, this digicam shoots infinite film photos or whatever. They just, like, buy 100 of that exact camera and then resell them all. Do you have a day job? I find it hard to manage my job and hobbies. I do off and on, because I'm crazy. I live on, like, literally no money. So what I do is I had, like, a salaried job for a year. I lived off of less than half of that, and then I took the other half of the salary, lived on that for like 14 months until I ran out of money. Then I got a part-time job again, lived on that. At this moment, I don't have a second job, but I might have to pick one up again, or, you know, also with videography, I can do random, like, commercial gigs, like pick up a wedding I did the other month or something, you know. But that's just because my schedule's weird, and I try to put as much time into filming stuff as I can, because filming the project takes like 3 times as long as just doing the project. So, like, I mean, you've seen my posting schedule. Like, I did 10 videos in October, and then had to pick up a job and did like 2 videos a month for the past 5 months. Like, it's just, it's all over the place. So yeah, it is tough. It's tough. My strategy has just been keeping expenses as low as possible, and go till I run out of money. But that's like trying to make this a business, you know? I like that room, just wondering where the bedroom, kitchen, and bathroom. This is my bedroom. I realized that recently, like, I always call this the studio or the workshop, and so I think people think this is like a separate space that I rent. But nah, this is my bedroom. I've got a fold-out Murphy bed right there. That's just the way I live. It's all in. How do you get the white balance right? It's tough, man. It used to be a lot harder until I did that lighting update, because I mixed so many cold and warm lights. It was all over the place. Now it's slightly better, where like this area is kind of all one white balance. Back there it's a little warmer. So I just have numbers in my head that I remember what they need to be if I'm here versus back there. And then I also record in log so I can kind of mess with it after. Oh, sorry, meant you would consider a webcam for the secondary view. Yeah, possibly. But I don't really buy anything at this point. And, you know, I've got extra cameras, so might as well just use that. 100% been done. Yeah, I'm sure. Which is a shame. I mean, I've seen that happen on Instagram a lot. It's like people pulling ads for, like, this specific point and shoot. You need this one. It's silly. Have you ever worked a job in construction? Not literally construction. I did asphalt for a while. That was a hard period of time. Like just 12-hour shifts driving all over northern Indiana. But no, I haven't done construction. I'd consider it. But also, I don't know if the blue-collar life is, like, I did that asphalt gig for a while, and it's a lot. I would like to, but, yeah. What watch is that? It's the Seiko Monster from, I did a video on it for a while ago. Hey, I haven't been awake for 2 days with big time insomnia. Could you send some good dream time energy? Well, this is the closest thing to ASMR you'll get on this channel. Very low key stream today. I'm gonna start disassembling this lens adapter in a minute. But good luck, dog. I feel ya. Blue color's not something you can do for the rest of your life. Yeah, no. In a different life, maybe I'd start, like run my own business from the ground up. Just do it as a one-man team, hire people. But this seems to be going decent enough that, you know, that's a backup thing for later. Start like a carpentry business, installing cabinets or something with a couple buddies. Alright. I'm gonna hop into this. For those of you that just joined, it will be a chiller stream today. I don't know if I'll be reading chat the whole time. For the most part, I'm just filming for a video. But but you'll get all the behind the scenes extra content, you know. If this is your thing. It'll be very technical stuff today. What we getting up to? Revisiting the speed booster that I made a couple months ago. We're going to tear out this glass and see if I can possibly 3D print a housing to get it in there a little more straight, and maybe use different glass and see if I can get some more usable results out of it. Video idea: cut my own hair with a pair of scissors, customized hand using scrap wood. That would be on brand. First ad of the stream, audio is kind of low. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm not that close to the mic. I can probably crank the gain. I'm also not talking very loudly. Testing, testing. How much room do I have? Let's see. Do I pull it up a little bit? I have noticed that on past streams. It's always a little low. Should I put it after the compressor? Yeah. Let's just add testing, testing. 4 decibels. Is that noticeably? Maybe a little more. 6. That is plus 6 decibels. I don't know. What mic do you use? Rode Pod mic since day one. Let's switch lenses so I can get some close-up action on this. What lens do I want? I can't use the adapter. I guess it's the super zoom. Stick this on manual focus. Yeah, beautiful. You like the new paint on the surface? I was doing some spray painting the other day, so it's got some new colors. I could use like a different mic arm so that this can move better. Let me know if the audio is still low after a while. Coffee. Okay. Need screwdrivers. Gotta love mismatched spray paint colors on the table. Oh yeah. That's the motif. I'm gonna stop down this lens. Everybody's so obsessed with bokeh, but I want less bokeh. I want everything in focus, man. Which is part of the reason I like speed boosters. They increase the light by compressing the light coming into the lens. So it's just more light hitting each, square inch of the sensor or whatever. But it doesn't actually affect the depth of field. So it'll effectively turn a f4 into an f3.2 or whatever, but it doesn't actually change the depth of field, which is nice. That's why I like smaller sensors too. Is that the right bit? Yes. I rip my apertures out and eat them. Love it. I'm trying to think, do I need any other footage of this thing? Because this will be a video. Sometimes I just get too excited and hop into a video, and then I forget to get good footage of the thing before I like tear it apart. I got a couple clips before I started the stream. I think I'm covered, because I have a lot of footage of me using it, and then I grabbed a couple B-roll shots. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to voice over this whole video. I've been experimenting with more live narration. Still not sure where I'm going to end up on that. I think a mix is good. But I'm mainly focused on the footage today. Could use some more light down here. Ba-boom. What up, lens repair? We're messing with this this speed booster that I made a couple months ago. Trying to get it to look a little nicer. Because I made this with a magnifying glass lens. Gotta not lose that spring there. Just put all the screws up in this flange so I don't lose them. Okay. Take off the adapter on the back just to make this simpler if it wants to come off. Cool. Alright, so that's what we're working with. The lens will come out the top. And I just hot glued it in because I had a feeling that I might want to switch it out for a different piece of glass later. So I mean, there's a chance I can just pop it straight out, but I don't want to break this wood. Oh. Well, that was easy enough. Let's make sure I get this shot. And don't break anything. It's always tough to like do stuff like this while filming it. There we go. Just get all that hot glue out of there. Don't need that junk. And there we go. Didn't even pull any of the paint off. That's nice. I forgot you unironically used super glue. Even worse, I used hot glue. I don't know if super glue would have come out that easy. Super glue's lit. Somebody did make a good point in the comments on my lens repair video though, that the fumes as it sets can fog up the glass elements. So it's good I ended up using epoxy and not super glue on the super zoom lens. I have experienced that before. It just blanked in my mind when I was doing it. It's harder to think critically while you're filming something, you know? Okay. So yeah, this glass piece worked. In theory, I could remount it and make sure it's a little straighter, and this might be significantly better. But the thing is, the image circle that it's contracting is no bigger than the image circle that it's can't talk. The image circle that it's contracting is going to be no bigger than this, like full frame sensor size. So this piece of glass is way bigger than it needs to be. So I can buy myself more wiggle room by using a smaller piece of glass. Let's see. Do I want a shot? I'm looking for a better piece of glass. Where did I put all this stuff? Oh yeah, I got the mother load. Check this out. Okay, so gotta get the focus right for this shot. So I have all these wide angle adapters that I've been collecting. Do I have any more? There's a couple more. Been picking these up for like $1 a piece. Over the past few years, just when I find them. And I'm pretty sure that I can use some of the glass out of these to make a speed booster with. Let's see, oh, that's fun. Not what I expected there. I can't remember if it's the front piece or the back piece that I want. So the back piece, I can't remember the difference between concave and convex. Concave is in. So the back piece is concave here, and then pretty much flat on the front. The front piece, oh, this one's actually flat and then convex. Interesting. What I had in there before with the magnifying glass lens was convex and a flatter convex. let's look at a proper speed booster for my Canon. This is flat across the front. Wait, are there two pieces of glass in there? Yeah, it's flat on the front and back, which must mean there's two pieces of glass. I actually did not know that until this moment. I think the first piece is macro, the second is wide angle. That sounds right. That sounds right, because I feel like I had one at some point that was two pieces. And you could take the front piece off and it would just be a macro. So, interesting. Should have checked which way that went together before. I'm going to be putting loads of fingerprints on glass today, by the way. Don't even trip about it. I'll clean them all up at the end. So this is also two pieces. Slightly curved. This one's one, but this is probably missing half. This is a good one to go off. So it's flat on the front and back, just like the speed booster. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So I think the key to making this adapter higher quality is going to be using two pieces of glass instead of one. What does a speed booster do? It's basically a wide angle adapter that goes behind the lens instead of in front of it. Just works a little better that way. Oh yeah, Jewel already answered it. Yep. Okay. So this is a complete wide angle. Let's switch up the shot here for the video. So this adapter is complete, has two pieces, and it is a good bit smaller than the lens I had in there before. And the other adapters I have, ooh, wait, this one's two pieces. This one's even smaller. I feel like the smallest lens I can get away with is going to be the move. It's like compare that to the actual speed booster. It's about the same size. What if I just like straight up put this in there? I wonder if the spacing ends up staying the same. This won't work obviously because it's too big, but I can get a better idea of how this is going to work. Let me grab another E-mount camera so I can start to test this. let's put this adapter on there. If I can remember which way it goes. Sure, that's fine. So with this on the camera, I can kind of size things up a little bit. Turn my settings down. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. Put a LUT preview on there. Oop. This is so janky, but this is the process. So it's obviously too far from the sensor, which means it's going to be focused super macro. But this does work. Let's put an APS-C lens on there to see if I'm getting vignette. No vignette. I'm not in a mode that has a crop. Stream today might be boring if you're not into cameras, by the way. Let's see, does 24 have a... Oh, there is a crop. I forgot about that. A6600 has a crop in 4K 30 versus 24, I guess. So check this out. Oh, it's not on autofocus, of course. But it does put out an image. So just like holding it up there. It is projecting. And we're getting a touch of vignette on the corners. So you can see, I'm trying to get this angle right. You can see the edges of the image circle on this lens. This is probably slightly less magnification than the last one, but at a better quality. So that's good. That's a good start. I'm going to put it on this camera so the stream can see it and so I can get first-hand footage for the video. Here we go. Literally just holding the lens with a wide angle. And then because it's too far from the sensor, it should be focused super close up. Yeah, look at that. Cool. Nice. Okay. So I think the spacing on that glass works. And if I'm not wrong, I feel like it's not blurring out the edges any worse. It feels fine. Much higher quality than the last piece of glass. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. The concept has some merit. I like it. Oh, what's up, Scott? We are working on the speed booster from a video like 4 or 5 months ago. Just tore out the old glass, and we're sourcing new glass from wide-angle adapters, cheapo wide-angle adapters, and gonna take that out, rehouse it in there, potentially 3D print some housings or something. So we've tested this glass works pretty well. So now it's just about finding a way to house it in there slightly deeper, because it's about ½ an inch too far out right now. It needs to be fairly deep in there. Just a chill live recording session. I always forget how hot it gets in this room with the lights on. So, yeah, it's fine without that. Can use that for some extra flair. Okay, we are getting somewhere. So, pull focus. So, here's the issue at this point. This piece of glass is already all the way at the back. When I put it in there, it's butting up there. So there is not a lot of space to move, really. And I've based this off a micro 4/3 flange, so I can't remove a ton of material. Oh, wait. You know what, actually? That might be exactly the same diameter. So if I take off this plastic casing, I might be able to get this back piece of glass all the way down to where this flange is. I just have to measure this before I take it apart to make sure that the distance between this piece of glass and the back piece of glass stays the same. Have you tried putting some wood in there to fix it? I never thought of it. It's literally made of wood already. So many people commented on this video and they were like, just 3D print it. Why'd you use wood? So I'm glad we've got scrap wood defenders here in the chat. Because I think the wood looks dope. Which honestly is part of the reason that I want to fix this and make it better. Because like, it's just such a cool object. I want it to be useful. But yeah, I think this glass is going to fit there. And there's probably, if it doesn't fit, I could shave like 1 millimeter in diameter off this thing. And have it still work. Or I could try to shave down the glass, but that might be risky. See, if you 3D printed it, you would have to design it and shit. Agreed. I still might for the front glass bit. Like a little bracket in here to make sure it lines up straight. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Scrap wood is life. Wood anamorphic filter. Wood anamorphic filter is happening. Don't even trip. That is happening. 100%. Alright. Now the question is, how does this come apart? I know how it can come apart, and that's with a Dremel. But how's it supposed to? I just want to get that back glass out of there. Friction? Yeah, it could be just a press fit. But there's a piece of glass on the back and on the front. So, it's a little tough. Let's do a baseline measurement first. Just to make sure I know where this glass stands. Except I can't measure it like that. I need like an offset. As an offset, I will be using a poker chip from Golden Nugget. I've never been there, but I have this. And that one's too big. I need like a coin or something. As long as I keep it the same when I reference the measurement later, I can just subtract the width of these coins after. I know somebody's going to complain about me scratching the lens with coins, but I don't care. Millimeters will work. So we're looking at 22.5 with all the coins minus 9. 22.5 minus 9 is 13.5, right? Who needs crispy shots? Not me. Yeah. There's already dust on my lenses every time. Okay. And I didn't scratch it. So what did I just say? 22.5 minus 9. 13.5. 13.5 millimeters. And I also need to make sure that I keep the front one on the front. Gotta not lose track of that. Didn't scratch it yet. True. Anything's possible. Could be screws under the text band. Yeah, that's my next move. If there's not, I feel like it's got to be twist off. But I feel like there's usually something here. You never know with cheapo lenses, though. It's interesting, it doesn't say what the focal reduction is on this piece. Usually it says, like, does it say it on the side? No. It does not say what factor it widens by. But we'll do some calculations after when it's done. Based on what I saw just holding it up before, I think it's going to be like, dang, I keep forgetting to press record on the camera. Made in Japan, so it must be good. True. There's no screws. It's going to be friction fit, which means dremeling. But yeah, I feel like this is going to end up roughly 0.6 magnification, or not magnification, compressing the light, 0.6x focal reduction, you know. This is plastic, so this won't be a huge pain to cut. If I had like suction cups on hand, maybe I could try to heat gun and suction cup them out. There's no chance it just screws out, is there? Or pushes? Nah. It ain't happening. Stream will save you for if you ran. Yeah. It's just a little higher quality. Also, I'm recording on a different mic on the camera. But it shouldn't matter. Whatever. This entire stream is probably going to be like 2 minutes in the video anyway. What's the project today? I guess I should put it in the title. Revisiting the speed booster. Focal reducer lens adapter thing. He's making a 600 millimeter to 50,000 millimeter lens. Yeah. If you have strips of leather, you could try to clamp and finagle. True. But at this point, I mean, the plastic has to come off anyway, so I'm just gonna chop. Let me change the stream title. Okay. Before I break out the Dremel, I'm going to take a break real quick to make another coffee. second. Let's see. Put a text thing on the screen, maybe. How do I do this? Sweet. Making coffee. Take us with you. If I had one of them wireless HDMI things, I would. First stream for me, thought it was sick. The stream matches your video style so closely, but hearing you use the footage later on makes so much sense. Yeah. I don't do it super often, but I'm trying the process today. Okay. I'll be back. Give me like 5 minutes. Do you guys think he puts wood shavings in his coffee, or is that just a myth? Currently adding the wood shavings. It adds a lot of flavor, you know? Let's turn this back on. Okay, that is working. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Let's crack out the Dremel. I haven't showed this on the channel yet, but I picked up these new cases like 2 months ago. Didn't know what I was going to use them for, but the Dremel lives in one of these now. I always use the 30 caliber ammo cases for stuff because they're really cheap. But these were on sale at Harbor Freight for like $4. So now I've got all my Dremel tools in there. I think that cutting disc will do just fine. My back kind of hurts today. I think it's because I went on a bike ride yesterday, and they don't really make bikes that fit people of my height, so I need to modify my bike, like longer handlebars or something like that, so I'm not hunched over so much. I biked to the tallest point in Indianapolis, which is not very high, if you know anything about the Midwest. Not very many hills out here. The tallest point in Indianapolis is literally just a hill in a cemetery. It's where I filmed the solar eclipse from, if you saw that on my second channel. But I went to another city for the coffee. Yeah, I guess I took a second. Had to wait for it to boil, you know. Haven't been a while since I caught a stream. Want to ask, is the Be Right Back spray paint board still exist? Yeah, actually, it's right over here. I guess I could have used that. What did I miss? Also went to go get coffee. Nothing. Just theorizing about whether or not I put scrap wood shavings in my coffee. Got the AeroPress. Alright, there's one hot cup of coffee. Too hot. Okay. I'm going to be working slow, by the way. There's a lot of things to think about. I'm thinking about the stream and also the angles for the video and also the project itself. So it just takes a while. But we're chilling. It's a Saturday. Evan the type of guy to make his bed out of wood. Aren't most beds made out of wood? Tallest point down here in Florida is a landfill. Checks out. Actually, yeah, that's the same in my hometown. The tallest point there is a landfill. They got one of the towers burning all the methane or whatever's coming off of it. Wooden coffee mug? That'd be kind of sick. I would actually love to make a coffee mug. I want to get into I want to get a pottery wheel. Make ceramics. Could definitely DIY a pottery wheel. Use like a sewing machine motor or something. Extra motor I have laying around. Hey, I wanted to stop by, say I loved the video of repairing the lens recently. I hadn't been suggested any videos until then. It was a great journey. Love the aesthetic. Keep it up. Thank you. I just realized I had the mic really far away from my face. Evan the type of guy to make his bed out of clay. Don't put it past me. Evan the type of guy to make his computer out of wood. Literally on the ideas list. Pallet wood PC case. Okay, what am I thinking? What am I doing? I need safety glasses. Where the heck did I put my safety glasses? Oh. See, being on stream helps, because if I weren't on stream, I might just say screw it and do it without safety glasses, and that's not good. I bought like 7 pairs, so I'd never lose them. And I lost them all. They're downstairs, hold up. Got the safety glasses. "100% wood lens, glass and all." Yeah. Not even joking. That's another thing on the concepts list. I want to build a wooden film camera. I need a lot more like specialty tools to do that, but I think it's possible. The now red clear wood thing. It's probably not clear enough. But pinhole lens could work. Your content was suggested to me a couple weeks ago and I've been hooked. I'm newer to woodworking but love DIY. Keep it up here, inspiring. Thank you. Thank you. That's the goal. Inspiring people to make stuff better than me by making crappy stuff on camera. Do you have a ZVE10? Nah, I like those though. If I were to buy a new camera, a new Sony camera, ZVE10, ZVE10 II, A67, those are the ones that I would be looking at. But if I were actually going to buy a new camera right now, I might try a different brand. Just for fun. Kind of want that Fuji XM5 or a XS20. Watching this really making me want to go fix up my Canon 35mm film camera. I bought it at a garage sale. Hell yeah. That'd be sick. Currently driving across the whole country in my friend's imported Toyota Hiace. Sick. Those are so cool. Stoked to see your videos while I'm on the road. Love it. Love it. I'm trying to have a big resurgence on the channel right now. Put out a lot more than I've been doing. What cameras you use? Mostly the FX30 right now. But I got an A6600 and a Canon M50. And then some of the other jank stuff that I built, like the modded Insta360. And I got another modded small camera coming up. Sigma FP, those are dope too. A little expensive for me, but I would love to screw around with one. It's amazing, just got out of the hot springs in Idaho. Sweet. Okay, let's get this freaking glass out, huh? Stop stalling. Is the move putting this on the vise or freehanding it? And what's even my strategy? I think the strategy is cut it down the middle, because this is 2 pieces of glass. And if I cut it down the middle, then I should be able to push each side of the glass out. That's the idea. That is the concept. Let's see how thick this plastic is. Make sure I get this shot for the video. This is important. It wouldn't be an Evan Monsma camera video if I don't use a Dremel at some point. It feels a little shaky. There's like some plastic stuck up on this thing. Where's my pliers? Is melting it not even an idea? It could work. Heat gun maybe would loosen it up enough. If they don't push out by themselves, I'll heat it up. Alright, this should be more stable now. How cursed is that audio, by the way? Is that like really loud on the stream? Very. I guess I can turn the microphone around when I'm cutting. Okay, am I hitting glass there? Can't tell if I'm at the right spot or not. I don't think I've hit glass. Lots of loudness, it's not peaking though. Okay, I'm gonna turn the mic away. We'll see if this sounds better. Was that any better? I think there's metal in here. I'm hitting something farther in, which is maybe a problem. Yes, it was better, or yes, it's still bad. If there's like a metal sheath in there, way better. Okay, sick. This might actually... Oh, did I break it already? I don't think that'll affect anything, but that's unfortunate. I mean, I've got more glass to work with. Yeah, okay. So I was hitting glass there. See that little chip? But that's okay, because my image is going to be a rectangle. So as long as I place that chip at the top or the bottom of the frame, it won't affect anything. But that's good to know that I am in fact hitting glass. This might be a huge pain. Heat might be the move. So depending on what kind of plastic this is, when I heat it up, it might just kind of expand and let me push it through. It's an idea, at least. All right, well, what I'm going to do, see if I can get an angle. See, there's like 2 layers. So I cut through the first layer and then the second layer. That's where I hit glass. So I can safely make this cut along the rest of the way and it won't break any more glass. And we'll see where that gets us. More loud sounds incoming. Crack inside, it'll completely break the glass. Yeah. I have to be careful how much force I put on this at this point. Now, I don't know if that picked up in the mic, but yeah, now that it's cracked, I definitely have to be careful about how much force I put on it. But we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I wonder if these pieces of glass actually touch each other. Because I would have thought cutting it halfway there, I wouldn't be hitting one or the other. I can smell that from here, such a familiar smell. Yeah. Melting plastic with high RPMs. Nothing like it. Alright, let's see where prying gets us. I'm going to pry as far away from the crack as I can. Just see if anything happens. My goal is to separate those two pieces of glass. And everything should be easier from there. What's up, fixing the lens? Modifying a different lens. I'm cutting up a cheap adapter right now, like a cheapo wide angle filter, to try to get the glass out of this to use for something else. But I may have broken it. But it's okay, I have a lot more of them. I feel like I felt this move a second ago. Getting somewhere. I'm just trying to be careful with it since one of those pieces is cracked already. What are the odds those two elements are actually stuck together? That'd be crazy. It'd be kind of convenient though. I'm definitely moving something. I don't know if it's the plastic sheathing or the glass, but we are making progress. And making a big old mess. Just slowly prying this sucker. I think this back piece is just like super thick. Ooh, let's see if I can grab the focus. See, I've widened the gap, but that behind there, that's part of this glass piece, I think. Can you cut the first layer to the front now on two different sides? It's possible. With how easily the back glass cracked though, I don't want to risk that unless I have to. He brings out a hammer and hits it in the middle. That'd be something. Ooh. Fun, excitement. Yeah, I think I am separating the glass here. which is good. That is what we wanted. Yeah, I am tempted to make a relief cut. But, you know, slow and steady wins the race. You need a jeweler's saw. Yeah, that would be a decent option. I think I have one, I just don't have blades for it. Am I hung up on something somewhere? There we go. Just needed a different leverage point. Sometimes it's just too awkward doing these things on camera. Like, you gotta have your hands placed in a certain way. Oh yeah, it's much better over here. Hold up. There we go. That's what we wanted. Oh, weird. Are they attached? Or is it a second layer? It's like a second layer of sheathing. Interesting. So we haven't even gotten that far at this point. See, that's what I was trying to cut through, the 2 layers I was talking about. So we got the 1 layer off, but then I hit the glass trying to cut through the second layer. Sticking in the freezer, maybe it gets easier. Either that or heat. Depends on if the plastic... I bet this plastic gets bigger with heat. Heat is our move forward. Unless I can figure out where the seam line is here, and I can make a better cut. Or if this just fits, then I don't need to remove anything. If I knock off these little tabs, these tabs right here, then it might just fit and I don't have to actually get the glass out itself. What material even is this? Just a weird plastic. Always cut towards yourself. That's what they say, right? There we go. Nah, slightly too wide. I think it'll be perfect once I get the glass out, but yeah, glass does need to come out. You know, I'll be having a stroke here if you cut yourself on camera. I'll be careful. That blade's dull as hell. Melt the plastic, but don't melt the glass. I think that is the move. Help with loosening any glue as well. Yep. Yeah, these very well could be glued in. I was hoping to separate them because it's like I don't have a good angle to push them out if they're both still in there. But I guess I can just try to push them both out at the same time. Unless there's like a tab between them. Or cut along the cylinder and pop it in two pieces. I don't think I can do that though because it's just so close. Because I tried to cut the cylinder and crack the glass, you know. I think heat's the safest next option. Just clean up the workbench a little bit here. Take a sip of my coffee. Pushing a razor towards your hand like that gave me PTSD. Sorry. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. It's pretty dull. I would have been aight. Heat gun, yep. Heat gun. Ooh, could I do something fancy? Trying to press it out with the, like, make a pressing jig with the vise. Is that the most reliable way to do it? Kind of like I did for the watch glass when I did the watch restoration. I might be able to do it there. Oh. Man, I'm overthinking things. Watch this. I loosened it up enough that I think I can just push it. See? There it goes. I don't know why it wasn't doing that before. Maybe I just didn't give it enough beans. Or cutting along here loosened it up enough that we're good. And we'll just see how bad that crack is on the other. What the heck? This piece of glass is completely flat. What? How does that do anything? Makes no sense. Doesn't this just not affect optics at all? Am I tripping? Weird. Anyway, let's get this piece out. Oh, yeah, there was a little washer in there. Oh, that's a little, yeah. All right, well, let's get this out without breaking that chip any worse. That flat glass is baffling me. Unless I misunderstand how optics work, I don't see how that affects anything. Yay! So there's the spot that I accidentally tapped with the Dremel. So we'll just keep that at the bottom of the frame or the top of the frame. Yeah, there's hardly any curve to this thing. So that does nothing. Maybe there's like a really subtle curve to it, but I ain't seeing it. Oh, maybe. That's just so much more subtle than I expected it to be. See if I can get it to focus. I mean, this desk isn't perfectly flat. Oh, sure enough. So this side is flat. This side is slightly convex. Huh. Okay, cool. My sanity is restored. This is slightly convex too. So the side that I chipped is actually kind of handy as a marker. So this is the back. That's the inside. And then I'm guessing the convex side was on the inside. Should have like marked it. I thought it would be more obvious. It looked to be magnifying it. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, just the slightest difference. Huh. Funny. Optics continue to be mystifying. So this is nice. I can reuse this little buffer washer. And with that, get the spacing exactly right. But I still don't know necessarily for sure which way this goes. What is this again, a macro or wide angle? Technically it wasn't labeled, but it's a wide angle, I think. It should have been a wide angle. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. It says macroscopic. I just kind of assumed that they were all wide angles. But it worked, right? When I put it in front of the lens, it worked. Hold up. I can be scientific about this. So what it's doing, this is the back. Comparing it. Really all I'm trying to do is mimic the other speed booster. It feels like the speed booster is basically a macro adapter. When I just look through them, they're doing the same thing basically. I'm baffled. Whatever. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on and hope it works. Now the question is, does it fit into the micro four thirds flange? No, of course. Of course it's not that simple. It's real close though. It's real close. It could be made to fit, probably. Or I could make this thing not micro four thirds compatible anymore and just have it only be for E-mount. But I like it being applicable to both. I think I can get away with shaving a little bit of material off of this micro four thirds flange and then friction fitting this. That's gonna be my plan. So in theory, I feel like the angle part goes towards each other with the spacer in between. That's my instinct too. But I don't really know. I guess. I mean, on the actual speed booster, it feels completely flat. It's just so hard to tell because it's such a minimal change. Okay. So I just need to remove like a little bit of material on this thing. And that should do it. Is this tapered at all? I think it is slightly. So like that's roughly what we're going for. Can't wait for this to go sideways. It might. But you'll be here for it live, even if it isn't a video. So that's how it's going to fit. I think I do have some wiggle room in how far this stuff needs to be from the sensor. But just going off of the nice speed booster, this one is very close to the sensor. So I'm just going to operate on that assumption and try to get it as close as I can. Let's do some measurement here. So, this piece of glass, 37 millimeters. The micro 4/3 flange, 36. Did I not say, I don't know if anybody's still here from the start. Or yeah, a couple of you are. I said at the very beginning of this thing, I might need to take 1 millimeter in diameter off. And that is exactly 1 millimeter. I called it. That's not so bad. It is kind of spooky though. But in theory, if I make these walls thinner, as long as it's still like rigid enough to hold up these notches, it'll be fine. So I think I can get away with shaving it down with the Dremel. And if it all goes to crap, I can find another micro 4/3 flange, or make the thing E-mount. I could risk buying a Nikon D3100 for $100 and it's not tested. Yeah, I don't know if I'd risk it. Let's see. I'm opening a window. It's hot here. So I guess just a drum sander on the Dremel is the move. Let's see. This is the part where the stream slows down and I start to do a lot of thinking. Gotta have my thinking time. Drum sanding bits. 56 people here. For anybody that just joined, we're modifying the old speed booster adapter that I built a while ago for making lenses more wide angle. Currently trying to just harvested some glass from a wide angle adapter, and now we need to get it to fit into there. So I need to remove about 1 millimeter of material from this metal part. Alright, so I need to get a new drum bit. Swap this out. And this is probably a job to put in the vise for some stability. I hope everybody's having a lovely weekend so far. It's getting crazy out here in Indianapolis. It's race weekend. Indy 500, baby. I don't think I'll be going because I didn't have money to buy tickets. And I think it actually sold out this year. I don't feel like it usually sells out, but I heard it did. I might have actually just gotten sawdust in my coffee. We were just joking about that earlier. I'm sure it's good for me. Just swapping out this sanding bit. Just picked up a Lumix G85. Is that one of the point and shoots, or is that the Micro Four Thirds? I don't remember. That's the speed booster from a magnifying glass? Yep. Replacing the magnifying glass with some different stuff to try to make it a little crisper. That's the idea. Where's my better flathead? There we go. Alright. We'll get this sanding momentarily. Audio away. Would the metal ring on the glass be about 1 millimeter? There's no metal ring on it at this point. Everything's taken off. That's just a coating on the side. Did you see if it would work with just one of the elements? No, I haven't held it up and tested it yet. But either way, I think I'm gonna... it would probably work without this piece, because this is doing so little. But I think not having two pieces is part of what made the last one be so janky. So I'll probably get both in. I think it'll definitely be able to fit depth-wise, as long as I can get this widened. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Move the camera so I can get this for the real video. Sorry for the whiplash. I keep forgetting I'm not talking into the mic. You have birds in your house? They're outside the house. I pointed the microphone away because the Dremel's really loud. And so the mic was just pointed directly outside at a tree. With optical quality glass, it should be possible with just one element. Mine is just one and the quality is close, if not the same without. That glass wasn't from a macro. I'll test it with just the one for sure. But I think either way I'm widening this. So we'll hit this and then do some hovering lens in front of it tests. Yeah, you are hearing the birds. Alright, Dremel time. Safety glasses. Where did I put my safety glasses? What time is it there? 11:20 here in Indiana. Alright. Let's see how I did. Okay. awfully close. I think I went harder on the top than I did on the bottom. Is the inside any better? Yeah, it's real close. But definitely more. Sorry, I'm used to being laved up for the videos, like having a mic on me, so I'm talking really quiet. One more week till the end of No Money May. True. I came up with more No Money May ideas than I'm going to end up doing, so the first couple videos in June will also be kind of No Money May. We got to make sure he's got money when All Money June hits. Yeah. Okay. Got to go a little wider on that gap. Point the mic away again. Metal shavings. Alright, let's see if it goes in. Oh yeah. Sweet. That actually went faster than I thought it would. We got a little bit of wiggle room. Nice. Okay. I love that. I'm gonna go to bed. It's a bit late. See ya. Thanks for hanging out. How about Homeless September? Maybe. I wish I could do the van life thing, but I just have too much stuff right now. No house November. Yeah. All right. You're getting somewhere. this can go right in there. How do I want to fix that in there at the end? I've got kind of a lip up here where I could do like a silicone kind of thing. Or I guess the lazy way would just be put E-tape around it and just friction fit it. The sanding job made short work of that. It really did. Kind of would have liked that to go a little slower actually. I have more wiggle room than I wanted. What's up, No Name? Good to see you here. Gosh, I had the mic pointed away again. I haven't streamed in a bit. Van life / boat life looks sick. Love to be out on a 40-foot sailboat. That would be sweet. Dominic Tarr. I have not heard of that. What's this? We're modifying the speed booster adapter thing, like the wide angle adapter I made a couple months ago for a video. Putting nicer quality glass in it. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do for a test fit right now is just put electrical tape on it, just to keep it in place. Something like that. If it weren't glass, like a set screw could be cool, but I don't really trust a set screw with glass. I guess it's going to be easier to... we'll do it in here. Let's see how decent I can do this. Way too much tape, really. But whatever. That ought to be enough to let it friction fit in there. Let's see. That'll go just fine. Oh, might have spoke too soon. This is not the final fitting, I'm just trying to get it in there enough to do one test. Does it need to be absolutely centered? Ideally, yeah. Perfectly centered and level would be the hope. Okay. Well, that's shoddy, but it's in position. Don't know what my final mounting is going to be. Tempted to just kind of stick it in there and put a dab of super glue and clean up whatever residue's there afterwards. Or honestly, like just 2 little tabs of E-tape might do the job. Is this for the EOS M? Nah, but it could be. I put it on a micro 4/3 mount, so it's easier to get it on other stuff. So I can put it on micro 4/3 or on Sony. Alright, screw it. I'm just going to leave it there. Put my adapter back on and see where we're at. Just floating a lens in front of it. So this is a micro 4/3 2 E-mount adapter. You could 3D print a small circle that's the size of the glass and split the difference. Maybe. It's like probably 1/3 of a millimeter is the thing. Okay. So that's there. Stick it on the A66. And then we'll float a lens in front of it with just the one piece and see how that goes. Oh, that's infinity. Okay. So macro is extremely close. Or is it too far? Hold on. Currently the lens wants to be pretty far away. Interesting. Let me test infinity by pointing it outside. Yeah, weird. So it wants about that much of a gap currently. I wonder if the second piece of glass is gonna make a difference. Just trimming off some of the E-tape to buy myself some space. I'm curious what that second piece of glass is going to do. I'm kind of hoping it brings the flange distance back so my lens can be closer. Okay, so we put the little washer on there. And then this piece of glass goes this way. do I hold that in place? Just E-tape it temporarily. Just for a test. It don't matter. I don't need to see the full frame. Super jank. Alright. Then we do that. That's about the same. Yeah, that piece honestly doesn't change much of anything. So I don't even know if I'll bother mounting that. How much? I can't even tell how much this is widening the frame at all. This whole thing might not be doing much of anything, honestly. Let's test. So let's call this minimum focus distance. So right there, my frame is stretching from the edge of the camera to here. Okay. And we'll swap it for a regular adapter and see how much wider this actually is. Yeah, it's barely wider at all. Okay. So I think I just didn't do much. Whoopsie. Which, yeah, I'm a goofy goober. Alright, draft 2. That, I guess it doesn't work because that was a macro lens, not a wide angle. So just the glass that I'm using is not dramatic enough of a difference to really do any speed boosting. Oh, and I broke it on the way out. Cool, okay. Trial and error, you know? Trial and error. Okay, Okay, okay. We have learned something. That's quite a big gap between the speed booster and the lens. Yeah, so I think what happened is, because like normally a speed booster is shorter. Like, because of the optics, for whatever reason, they do end up being a closer flange distance. But I had to hold it so far away to get it to the right infinity focus point. I'm pretty sure it was basically just a regular adapter. Like the difference in how far I was holding it was about there. So I think the piece of glass that was in there just really wasn't doing anything. Speed booster element in the lens. Oh, true. I guess it might have just been too far back. That is a possibility. So what if I just keep it further out? Say I put it here. It would be funny if this works, because that would mean I didn't need to shave anything off the flange at all. So let's just put it like a centimeter further forward than it was. Nah, I still have to hold it farther. It's tough to judge. Hold on. Let me be more scientific about this. Is that a Fuji camera? I wish. Sony. Yeah, you might be right. It might have just been the glass element being in the wrong position. Don't know why I didn't think about that. Okay. So it is now further out. Nah, it's still screwy. It still wants to be about here. And I also measured it versus the other one, and it doesn't seem like it's widening the image at all. So yeah, I think I was just being a silly Billy trying to use the macro adapter for this instead of the wide angle part. Flipping it might change things. Yeah, possibly. Let's see. Just a little quick test for fun. Nah. Nope. Just need a different piece of glass. It's like generally correct, it's just not big enough of a curve. Back to the drawing board. Also, by the way, if you're sticking around for this stream, this project will probably not be done today. Be aware. But it will be a full video, so. Okay. Well, that's my fault. I should have read what the adapters were first. So this one I'm not going to use because this is a telephoto adapter. This is a wide angle, but the glass is bigger than I'd like. This is a wide angle. I bet it would still be better than the magnifying glass, though. This might be our ticket. Or wait, that's the one I just said was a telephoto. This possibly. No, this says 2x. So that's also a telephoto. I'm just trying to find something that mimics what the actual speed booster does. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Some combination of glass that I have here is going to do something. Because I'm not taking this apart, so all I know about it is that it's flat on the front and the back. What sensor size is he making it for? APS-C. He's turning into man versus lens. I mean, this is every project behind the scenes, you know? And then you'll get to digest it all in a 10-minute video next week and be like, oh, that looks easy. No, I'll keep this struggle in there, but you never realize how long it actually is. It's a lot of just trial and error stuff, you know. What if I go off the beaten path and flip some of this stuff around? Or mix and match. Maybe I should do some Googling. Ow, my back hurts. Some of these have quite a few pieces of glass. I'm going to stop thinking so hard and start just doing things. Why is this not focusing now? Okay, so just going purely based off of vibes. What I want is light that comes in to be compressed. So just a wide angle lens, but backwards. This. Well, let's look at the one I just used. The one I just used didn't do much. The one that was in there I can't even tell what this one's doing. Well, it's convex on both sides. Is there a freaking fighter jet going on? Maybe they're practicing for the flyover for the race tomorrow. It sounded like an actual fighter jet. This feels like it might do something. So let's just throw this piece of glass in there and see what kind of happens. That wants to be very far away. Flip it backwards. I'm just gonna go through like every piece of glass and just see what it does. That is not it. This piece of glass. Okay, this one's definitely making the image wider. And the distance isn't even that bad. Well, it's not great. What about that backwards? Not good. I will figure this out. Okay, that one's promising. I have so much experience at being unsuccessful at this. Yeah. It's so complicated. You know, it's tempting to just steal glass from a different speed booster or make this speed booster work with E-mount or something. But I like my wood case. You know what would be sick is if I could just pull this glass and like have it slot in to different adapters. So I can definitely use this glass is gonna work, but I think it's gonna have the same fringing problem that this one had, right? Yo, I just donated $10. Thank you. Wait. I don't think it showed up, but if you did, thank you. Oh, on the website. Yeah, I see it. Thank you, man. What's up, Dylan? Yeah, I see it. I see your message. Hell yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it big time. So yeah, this lens will definitely work. But will it actually be any better than the last one? That's the thing. Might crack out the hot glue gun so I can dry test these easier. It's just hard to get a good idea of how they're working when they're like floating around in there. Hot glue is like a good, like, non-permanent way of fixing them in. So let's heat up this hot glue gun and then I can try things more effectively. I also have another stupid idea. Possibly very stupid. What if I just put this right here? Like as far in as it can possibly go, just because I'm curious what that'll do. Have you heard of industrial design? Yeah, I was almost going to be an industrial design major. You're like a rogue industrial designer. Hell yeah. I love that. Okay, that works. Maybe put it backwards. Okay. Yeah, that piece of glass just ain't it. Next up, this guy. I'll just hot glue it in there for a quick test. Get it as centered as possible. Alright, we'll let that dry for a second. How's my coffee gone already? growing increasingly not confident that I'll be able to get this to work any better than it was before. I mean, I guess at the bare minimum, I can remount that glass straighter and not with hot glue. But I don't know if that's definitely not enough of a change to warrant an entire video. I mean, I'll go through with it regardless, but not for a video. Okay. So with this different piece of glass in there, okay, this is promising. It's definitely wider. It feels crisper, I think. It's definitely a longer flange distance than it was. Okay. Sure. Okay. So it works. But we have the same fringing issue as before. Where the edges of the frame are still out of focus. I'll throw it on the main camera so you can see. And I guess I can see better this way. Okay. Boom. So it needs to be a little farther out. But see, it does work with that piece of glass. So it works, it's just still, the focus plane at the edge is still screwed up. So it just doesn't focus straight. I'm wondering if there's a second piece of glass I can throw in there. This is so not scientific. I mean, I guess to some degree, any trial and error is scientific, right? But the wide angle adapter is the element closest to the sensor is the one you want. Yeah. Yeah. It's convex on both sides. It does work. I want a way to correct those edges. If an Evan Monsma live stream doesn't have a blinding flash, is it even a... Yeah, true. Anytime I switch the lenses. Double convex should resolve better. That's the thing, though, is the one before was a double convex. And the one that I just put on there is also a double convex. It's basically the same. I feel like it's got to have a second piece of glass. Which I will not be able to execute with any precision, probably. But I can sure try. Maybe. That was a fun noise. Where'd that other piece go? I had that tiny piece of glass. Take out the bell sander and recrown the glass. Now we're thinking. I wish I had that kind of tools to be able to, like, just fully make a piece of glass. That'd be sick. Be stagnating here. I might have to take a break to think about things more thoroughly. I don't know. I'm just trying random glass at this point. Just joined the stream. Have you tried using scrap wood yet? To be fair, no. I feel like your videos somehow embody doing absolutely nothing and everything at the same time. Exactly. There's a piece of glass that I misplaced. Oh, there it is. There it is. this possibly do anything? I just need like something subtle to correct the focal plane distortion. And I feel like this could be it. So I don't know if I can get it to focus through there, but like this just subtly changes it. And I kind of wonder if that's what I need. Let's see if I can get it to fit. Well, you know what? We'll just hot glue it for now. Because why the hell not? It's easy enough to remove. This is so cursed, but this is the ideas process, you know? Sent you 10 buckaroos. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it big time. The support is really saving me this month. I cannot stress how appreciative I am. If this piece of glass actually like makes this work, it's gonna be so sick. I will be surprised, not gonna lie. Because I'm just throwing stuff at the wall at this point. It's got some crazy lens flares right now. I think just because of my fingerprints on it. Wait, it feels like that kind of helped. Am I going crazy? I'll try it on the main camera in a second. It's really hard to tell. I don't think it helped. Well, I think it did help, but not enough. I'm going to flip it the other way and then try it on the main camera. I don't know. Might be onto something here. Sirens blaring. Oh yeah. Out of all the cameras you have, which one is your favorite? Honestly, my favorite to use, just interface-wise, is still the M50. It might be nostalgia of just that being the camera I started most of this on. The actual best one is the FX30, obviously, but I still love the M50. Okay. I don't even know if this is going to fit. With how this lens is. I feel like I'm onto something here. Sorry, this is probably the most boring stream I've ever done, but this is being a lot more in depth than I thought it would be. Wait a minute. Okay, let's see. No, it was definitely better the other way. Okay, I'm going to put it back that way. And then take a look at it on the big screen. This is the most promising thing at this point. So I'll try this on the main camera. and then probably stop the stream to grab lunch and think. But we are absolutely making progress. Oh yeah. Put it on a big one. Alright, prepare for flashbang again. And right there. Turn down the ISO. It's still definitely weird. I feel like it helped extend the area in the middle that is in focus. So maybe the same concept with different distances. The flaring is just because I'm holding the lens here. Like when I finish the casing, it'll be fixed. What I'm trying to figure out with the optics is the out of focus regions at the edge of the frame. Let's do a different lens. Yeah, it's still pretty wacky. But it is better. Like, that looks pretty good. It's just still definitely weird at the edges. Looks nice though. There's like not as much weirdness going on like before. When I would pull the focus back and forth, it would like warp the whole screen. Let's see if it does it at wide angle. No. So the focal plane is still not straight, but it's like not warping near as much. It's not bad. And part of this might just be me not holding the lens straight. And the optics are still hot glued in at this point. But yeah, you can see it's still like slightly off. Outside's in focus, inside's in focus, you know? But we're getting there. That's definitely better than it was before. Where's my lens? Go to this one. Okay. You should have gone into optics design. We would have such cool lenses. I mean, hey, one day, if I can pull together the funding, I'd love to do some wacky adapters and put them into production. That'd be a dream. Yeah, this is promising. Okay, this is definitely promising. I think minor adjustments on this concept with spacing that I'll probably do off camera, see if I can get it a little better, and then we come back and like actually design the casing for this to get held together. But yeah, that's nice. For sure better than it was. Lovely. Dang, that was 3.5 hours. Wow. Wild. Okay. I may be back later. I don't really want to spam the YouTube live thing. I might be back later on Twitch, or I'll just finish this off stream. Or I come back with another stream tomorrow. Something. Yeah, but I'm hungry as hell. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I will do more of these with more interesting projects, hopefully. I did not think this was going to be as slow as it was. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just happy that we have something to work off of. Promising start. I still think this is going to be a video. Alright, I'll stop yapping. Yeah, I'll let y'all know in the Discord if I'm going live on Twitch or something. Discord link is in the description, by the way. Alright, peace. I'm going to get lunch.